talking to you?
Yeah, he wants to do an interview, and he said he's already working on his own awesome documentary about this whole thing.
For the record, Shane, we filmed from the beginning to the end, like every piece of footage. I'm going to put the documentary out, if nothing else, just now to help clear up everything. I'll gladly share you anything that you need for your video or whatever.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. So, on this video we're going to be discussing and analyzing the body language of three individuals: Shane Dawson, Tana Mongeau, and Michael Weist. We will be focusing primarily on the body language of Michael, Tana's coordinator of our most recent attempt at orchestrating an independently organized, creator-inspired public convention known as TANACON, a somewhat tongue-in-cheek stab at VidCon. If you're unfamiliar with Tana's contention with VidCon, I recommend watching Tana's videos on the topic.
Fuck VidCon.
Fuck VidCon! Fuck anyone who created VidCon!
Anyway, without further ado, this video aims to focus on the body language of Shane, Tana, and Michael. We will be viewing the events leading up to Tana and Shane's conversation with Michael, and then proceed to analyze all three's body language during their FaceTime call. So let's get into it, shall we?
I'm telling Michael that we're going to talk to him in a few minutes. Have you talked to him?
What do I say to him? Like there's so much I want to say, but I don't know what to say to him. I don't know.
Now right off the bat, we can take notice of Tana's slouched posture and reflective hand movement. It seems clear that Tana is distressed and apprehensive in moving forward with their plan to confront Michael.
Well, what is making you emotional right now?
The amount of people I let down, including you, including creators, including people who showed up. I let so many people down, and I want to make it right, but it's crazy. This is not something I ever thought would happen, and I don't know what to do, but I have to make it right.
Now this one's very subtle, but if you look closely, you can see a slight movement of Tana's face and upper body inching closer to her friend, Shane. This may indicate that Tana's genuinely feeling hopeless and clueless as to how she should treat this matter moving forward. So take a look here.
And I don't know what to do, and I don't know what to do, and I don't know what to do.
This is hard. I'm going to be honest, because this is like the most, we were talking about this in the car on the way here, this is like the most intense, real thing I think I've ever done, because of how much I really care for you.
Now taking a look at Shane, he is easily the more calm and relaxed of the two. Remaining composed, however, Shane's voice becomes more shaky and begins to betray his body language.
I know, okay?
I'm so sorry I let you down, Shane. It means so well to me. And to let you down and people who love us and love me and love you down.
There's a lot to unpack in this clip. Tana has become submissive and allowed herself to feel her intense negative emotion to the fullest extent. Shane is looking at Tana and nodding, communicating that he is there for her emotional support, and has begun to be affected by his friend's emotional distress. Notice Shane's quickly saddened eyes and that slight lump feeling in his throat as he swallows.
We just need to clear up a lot of things, because I talked to that Michael guy, and after talking to him, I don't think he's evil, and I think he just was in over his head, and I think you are in no position to ever plan even a birthday party, let alone a convention.
So I literally should have planned a trip to like Target.
Tana's body language reflects that she is open and willing to hear Shane's opinions. Taking note of her eyes as they shift from the floor to Shane, it's clear that she's looking for guidance, and she believes that Shane may truly be onto something.
So I'm not surprised it wasn't planned well, but when I see how shitty it was, like on the inside, it was a joke. Like it was like, there was no booths, there was nothing to do.
Here we can notice the classic sign that someone is uncomfortable. Tana's hands are rubbing each other as a coping mechanism to provide self-comfort.
And you're right. Like if I really had wanted it to be as good as I'm out here saying, I should have planned it in a year, and I was dumb and impulsive for doing it in 2 months.
Tana's movements here are not casual. They are strong-willed, and they reflect that she truly believes that she should have taken more action on her part to enhance TANACON. And with that being said, I think it's time that we move on to Michael.
He's very much defensive.
Yeah, this is fine now.
Here we go.
Clearly evident already is a darker tone in approaching this call. Neither of them really seem to be looking forward to it.
So...
I don't know what to say.
I don't
I don't know what to say. Shane and I were just talking about the fact that things could have been done so much better, but it sucks because I really trusted you.
And you know I love you. Nothing was ever done intentional, and I am so devastated, more than you know.
Now this is where things will begin to be slightly tricky due to the nature of the FaceTime call, and we should proceed with caution. What is clear, however, is that Michael is also displaying that he was not looking forward to this call, as shown in his movement by rubbing his face and head.
Like, Jordan was there for some of it. Like, I was up crying to him. Like, I'm gonna lose my house.
You were just very reassuring to me that everything was going to be fine in the hands of the things that I couldn't control. You know, I can only do so much. What am I gonna do personally? Background check every security guard. You made me feel like you had that done, Michael.
Tana's voice, along with her closed eyes as she speaks, display that she seems simultaneously irritated and betrayed. Tana's not a happy camper.
And we did. Like, we hired the only security team that was there, and they were great. They assured us they were great. We had a contract with them. Like,
taking notice of Shane's body language, he seems nervous. Not overly nervous, but enough so that he has taken to biting his thumbnail in hand.
But then I get word back that you're telling people that it's just people in shirts, that it's not even good security. Like people getting sunburned and outside, and
I'm devastated, and I'm just, like, speechless at this point.
Michael's words and body language here are very interesting. He seems to recognize that he is speechless, but his body and face and voice don't communicate that he is exactly devastated. I will assume that he's under a lot of pressure and unsure of what to do or say.
So I'm gonna ask something that might get uncomfortable. You said something earlier. You mentioned you might lose your house and, like, you're gonna go bankrupt and all of that.
Bringing up that Michael may lose his house and go bankrupt has elicited an emotional response from Michael, as indicated by his movement of his hand toward his face. He appears worried by this.
Said that Tana told her audience and told everybody that she was putting a lot of her own money in this, and you said that's not true.
what do you mean?
Yeah.
Now there is a reason that Shane put a big boom in that video, and that's because Tana's becoming very irritated.
I mean, like...
Explain me saying I'm putting my own money into it. You told me we're in this together, this is our money, I'm investing it here. You've told me one thing about the way that you make your money, but every single person you manage has told me that, like, it's your mom's real estate money and you have plenty of it and you've scammed them, and that, like, fuck, Michael, the shit that your clients have told me over the past 2 days, I can't get out of my head. Everyone's fucking...
That is so disgusting. That is actually so sad.
In responding to Tana's emotionally charged rant, Michael's response almost seems robotic in nature. He seems to recognize that she is upset and even uses his left hand to try and drive that point home, but his tone of voice seems to betray his body and words.
Me that 6 months ago you stopped working on all their stuff just to make money off of me.
No one wanted to... Tana, what are you talking about? Like, you know that I loved you. I trusted you, and here we are in this situation. Like, you want to point blame at me, but you're
not pointing any blame at you. It's my fault. It was my convention.
Now, at this point in the conversation, emotions are running high from both Tana and Michael, with Shane anxiously spectating. Michael seems far more affected once Tana has accused him of going out of his way to scam her out of her money. Michael has quickly become defensive, as shown by his arm movements and hands moving towards his head. Also, Michael's voice seems far more emotive this time around. You may think that it's because he's scared because he's been caught, or maybe that he's just appalled by her accusations. This is for you to decide. Let me know what you think in the comments below.
I don't understand anything, and you still have not answered my last, 10 questions to you. You just keep diverting the subject.
Alright, now let's skip ahead to the end.
Listen, even if it worked, okay? Even if there was no issues, no drama, no whatever, it wouldn't have worked.
Yeah,
There's no way that 5,000 people could fit there.
Right.
There's no way that 5,000 people would have had a good time. You both knew this wasn't going to work.
I'm sorry, Michael. So many
And I'm sorry to you.
people were in my ear.
I said, during when all of this happened, I said, I let Tana down. And I cried my fucking ass off.
It's not worth it, okay? This is literally TANACON, okay? This is like...
Seriously.
I know it's just really hard. And I think that it's going to get better. I try to think about it. I have people around me that support and love me, and it's really, really hard.
Michael has now shown the most vulnerability that he has throughout the entire conversation. It is obvious that he seems hurt by the entire ordeal, crying and looking down at the ground in submission. Michael is not happy.
We're going to figure out how to fix it and make things better.
You're literally my dad. You're literally the best dad I could ever ask.
And I wish I could hug you right now, man. Honestly, I wish you were here because, like, I just want you to know everything's okay.
Well,
I'll talk to you soon.
Bye, Michael.
Okay guys, I think that this will conclude it for this episode. Let me know who you side with regarding the TANACON fight, and let me know if I should address anything else in a possible part 2. As always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a good day.